Hello everyone, this is Artorius and welcome back to another episode of Ratchet & Clank Going Commando New Game Plus, where, we unlocked Planet Yeetle, which that's pretty much the end of the game. So, I decided I'm going to go around and see about getting as much bolts as possible from these crystals on this is Tundor, right? And Greeble. It is... Oh god, I've blanked out the names of the planets. Look, I just remember this one as the Crystal Planet, and I remember the Yeti Planet as the Yeti Planet. Okay. You know what, actually, let's use this. And the goal of this is basically just gather as much crystals as possible to see about trying to, get the last few things I need to buy in this game. Excellent, that's destroyed. Anyways, keep on moving. I'm already at 68,000 again, so I'm doing pretty well so far. But, as for what I'm going to talk about as I go around and do all this stuff, I've got absolutely jack all idea. I've been pondering what to talk about, so there's, actually stuff going on outside of gathering all these crystals and fighting and hopefully not dying a single time. Okay. Huh, okay, that died quickly. Okay. Ooh, if I can get 20 times, I'll be very happy. But, yeah, I've been contemplating on and off what I was going to do, and you know what? Maybe I should talk about some of the older games I've sort of played, sort of things I grew up playing. In terms of consoles, systems, everything that I can just randomly think and see what I can remember. I'm just still shocked I'm taking that out so easily, considering when I was leveling stuff and messing around, I was, suffice to say, getting absolutely wrecked by those bloody things. Also, why do these crystals have to take 10 minutes to be destroyed? I've got no idea. But, yeah. First games I can remember playing. Let's see. I think the first one I can properly remember was a point-and-click game that I don't really remember what it was. I think there was a basement sort of situation and going around a house. That's about it. Okay, I need to start firing now. Why did none of those go towards it? No! Oh my god, it didn't hit me. Okay, well, there goes my point multiplier, you piece of crap. Bloody water screwing me over. That and these bloody not seeking it out. Okay, other than that, PC games I played when I was very little as well. There's just 3 that I actually remember. Outside of that random point and click one. That being 2 games called Numbers Up. One was Numbers Up and it had to do with a Dragon's Lair or something along those lines. And the other one was to do with... Oh, come on. Yep, got over it. The other one was to do with a volcano exploring. And it was sort of a maths game in a sense. And you play against a mate who's sitting next to you or a sibling. And you're basically going around, I think, the volcano when you're trying to escape before the volcano explodes. You need to land on specific tiles, etc, etc. And then there was another one called Zombinis, where you had these little blue, I don't know, bean-looking fellas that you had to raise up, get them across various puzzles and survive all the way to the end. I remember there was one section where you had to custom make pizzas that look exactly like the ones on the left side of the screen, and all sorts of decisions you had to make, and if you could get all of them to the end alive, then you won. That's the basic stuff that I remember from when I was very young for PC games. It was, there were other ones that I played after I got, quite a bit older, moved to a new place. Let's see. I used to go over to a neighbour's of mine, and we would play either WoW or SWORE forever. And the thing is, so I think I've mentioned before, the only time I played WoW properly was like a tutorial where I played as a troll. And I was a shaman. I think I was a shaman or a druid. I just know that I chose it because there was rappers. Bloody. This is what happens when I start talking and thinking, like proper thinking. But yeah, and I was an idiot. I tossed out the Hearthstone thinking I didn't need it. I wanted to explore. I got glitched between 2 mountains, and suffice to say that was the end of that character. And I never played World of Warcraft again after that. But as for when I first played it, going over to like neighbours, I would play on their high level character, and it was basically just roam around the one area and just that, basically. I don't think we ever ended up doing anything, except for one time where there was some sort of tower and straw was sort of like, I don't know, like the hay bales. There's something to do there. I think it was the one time I got asked to like proper help out, but I cannot remember. Okay, get rid of this guy quickly, please. Ooh, I didn't get hit that time. Nice. Yeah. PC gaming, that's pretty much it for me when I was younger. I cannot for the life of me remember anything else except for, you know, even later on that was Minecraft and figuring out how mods work and all that sort of stuff. Which is quite interesting. There was 3 mods I was obsessed with. Well, 2 that I was obsessed with, 1 that I was getting for a brother. Those were Tropicraft and Fossils and Archaeology because I love dinosaurs. Always did, always will. Love reptiles. Okay, I'm a reptile keeper for a little while. Come on, get rid of that bloody giant cyclopean thing. Okay, gone. Wow, 17 crystals and I'm not dead. Nice. I suppose it'd be embarrassing if I was dying at this point. Oh, more over here. Don't mind if I do. Hey. Got rid of you. Nice. But, yeah. And then, of course, there is PS1 and PlayStation 1 games, which I have mentioned on multiple times. Like, I'd played Crash Bandicoot and I'd played one of the Spyro games before. But that was all, you know, more my elder siblings' thing, and I just sort of tagged along and I played them. That's why my memory for some of them isn't as good, but then there's some stuff that I'm like, oh, I know this level, or I know that level, because I tagged along properly to those. But, okay, come on, wake up. Let's see how good you deal with a rhino. Oh, a 2-shot. Nice. Bit of a waste of ammo still, but nice. Kill everything around me for bolts, please. Oh, I'm out. Whoa! And the sky warps. Don't hear anymore, but you can never be too careful, so I'll just keep an eye out as I'm doing this. But yeah, I think the first proper gaming sort of situation that was actually mine, 100%, was the Game Boy Advance. SP in particular. I had a blue one. I've still got it, actually. Recently replaced the battery like a year back. But yeah, Game Boy Advance SP. I got that because my elder brother had the Game Boy Color. Yes, I'm remembering more now. I'm remembering more. When I think about things and I start to remember and connect the dots, yes. He had the Game Boy Color, and there's a couple games on it that I remember. Only 3, really. Those being Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Yellow, and a Harry Potter game. Yes. Which one was it? It would have been Philosopher's Stone, because I remember a pixelated unicorn. That's about it. And I'm being genuine. That's the only thing I remember about that game and that version of it. Yeah, but I got the Game Boy Advance SP, and that's the first proper game console I got, and as such, that's where, you know, playing games properly began for me. I believe mine was a special edition. I believe it came with... No, it wasn't a special edition. Was it? Very hard to remember. I do know that I got a game the same day I got that. It was a SpongeBob game. I think it was based off the movie? Yeah. And I think not it was... No. Now I'm starting to get lost in my mind. I don't know if that was mine or if I shared a red one with my older brother earlier. Oh, God. Wow. I normally brag about my memory, but yeah, there's a lot of holes now when I think back properly. Oh, that emerged quite soon. Bye-bye. 99. Oh, you took 3. One of the bullets must have phased through him. But, come on. Smash, smash, come on. What was I thinking about again? Yeah, Game Boy Advance SP, yeah. I distinctly remember when I got my first Pokemon game as a result of, you know, having that. It was at the hospital, birth of one of my younger brothers. My grandparents showed up. And they had 2 boxes with them. One had Kyogre on it, one had Rayquaza on it. And I thought that they were both for me, like a dumbass. One was for my older brother, of course. And so I got stuck with the first box that I picked up, which was Sapphire. And I believe my first Pokemon I ever chose was Mudkip. Because I liked the color blue, and that's why I went with Sapphire in the first place. These days, you know that Emerald is the smarter option, has more content, has the ability to get all the legendaries, I believe. But I enjoyed the hell out of that. I'm trying to remember now, what was my team for beating the Elite Four? There was obviously Swampert. You can't choose Mudkip and not bring Swampert to the end of the game. That's just sad, that's depressing. Kyogre was one of them, definitely. Because they were a legendary Pokemon, only one of them in existence. You just had to have that as well. I had Aggron as another. Brought up from an Aron. I liked that thing because it looked badass. It was like the most awesome looking one ever. I believe I went through the cave where you catch Arons without without ever learning Flash. Suffice to say, and I was very little, that place took me forever. I just didn't even think of Flash. I don't know why. I just remember being stuck at that one section of the game for months upon months. And then I finally won. Okay, you're all dead. Good. Alrighty then. Excellent. Execute all of them. Now, what else am I trying to remember now? Walrein. Walrein was another one. The ice water type. So I had a Walrein, an Aggron, Kyogre, Swampert. What were the other ones? Why can't I remember? I only remember this. Like, I know it sounds odd considering I'm quite literally thinking at the moment about it. Come on, why was I hitting the little ones? That was just bull. I want to hit the big guy. Why can't I remember? There were two others. Ooh, Manitrick. Manitrick was one, definitely. That Lightning Wolf. What was the last Pokemon? Cannot for the life of me remember who was the sixth one in my party. I know there were Pokemon that I struggled to catch for forever, but I don't know if I ever brought them to be the sixth one in my party. Like, I know I spent forever trying to find a Tropius. But, yeah. So I had that. It's SpongeBob the movie, the game, on the GBA. What else was there? I got a Scooby-Doo game at some point. I don't think I ever completed that. Not for lack of trying. I had the Penguins of Madagascar game. That one. Oh, that one's a pain in the ass. To, like, if you actually try and 100% it, it's a nightmare. Because you've got, like, these penguin levels where you need to stay hidden. You cannot be found whatsoever. That's what held me back from 100%ing that on the GBA. I mean, other stuff, completely and utterly fine. End of the game, all the platforming sections, sure, I'd struggle a little bit every now and then. But what kid doesn't? Yeah, the penguin sections, I could never, get every single coin in that and remain unspotted. Because if you got spotted, you were screwed. You were done. There was no getting out of that. What else was there? There was a 2-in-1 Hot Wheels game. I loved racing games for quite a while. Which, I mean, I played Gran Turismo 4 for quite a while with my brothers. I never got the gold medal. I always got the bronze for all the bloody training sessions for using a car. Annoying. But anyways, back to the GBA. What other games do I have? Or, well, I've still got them all, really. My GBA ones, I'm pretty sure. No, wait. I think 2 or 3 may have been in my pockets as they went through a wash. And the GBA games actually got destroyed, unlike the DS games that went through the wash and survived for years. In fact, they still work, even to this day, after, I don't know, like 10 trips through the wash. Yeah, suffice to say, I did not take care of games too well, or to my brothers back then, until the incident where someone sat on and snapped the disc for Lego Star Wars in half. That was a tragic incident, to say the least. At least to me it was. Is 36 crystals right? I'm actually going to go back and check. Because I feel like there was a lot more. But I did go out and get a bunch before, I remember. Yeah, thinking. Yes, I remember. Eey. Okay. I didn't like horror. I still don't like horror. Or, well, I suppose to say I didn't like horror when I was young. I never got used to it, and then I just completely and utterly avoided it. I had nightmares about Dementors for forever. And Golem. Golem was horrifying. But, how to put it? Oh, 360,000. There are only 5 crystals left. Oh, so I've almost gotten them all in pretty much one trip just then. And this hasn't taken me very long whatsoever. Polar waste is going to take forever, though. Oh, whoop. Hitting a bolts. Good. Good. Come on. Yeah. So, there was a game for the GBA based off of a popular children's film I had on VHS. 100 Acre Woods. Winnie the Pooh. His rumbly tumbly adventure. I believe there was a version of it released for the GameCube as well. But, yeah. So, there was horrifying music in that game made for children. And it could make the enemies in it significantly more terrifying, to say the least. Now, they may have been just pixelated images on a screen, but combined with the horrifying music and the fact that you need to not get caught by them, I'd basically start up the game. I'd maybe get the courage to sneak past, get terrified, I'd stop the game, and I wouldn't pick it up, and I'd forget how to save it and all sorts of stuff, and yeah. They were called heffalumps, and they were absolutely horrific things. Terrified young me. I suppose people can imagine my reaction to an actual horror thing would have been when I was younger. I mean, I didn't like Gremlins. Gremlins horrified me. These days I can laugh at it, but still. What else did I have on the GBA? What else did I have on the GBA? Think. Finding Nemo cross Monsters Inc. Finding Nemo, I think I actually got done. Monsters Inc. No way. That thing. I swear, I went through every door looking for those bloody shards. I never found the last one. That irritates me to this day. Maybe I should play GBA games on here as well. I mean, I've thought about doing it at some point, where there's like the Crash games, and there's some Spyro games, and all sorts of stuff. I have played a DS game on here. That's the first I've gotten so far. Maybe I'll use this to go around. I wonder if this goes faster than, you know, Ratchet. You know, doing charge boots. I need to find 5 more crystals. Okay, yeah. Hold X to fly around at the speed of sound. I need to find a purple crystal. Not your rare titanium, just the purple crystals. I need 5. God, I wish that this marked out where they were as well. That would make life so much easier for me. Distinctly remember, it's always when I get down to the last crystal that's the hardest. Another game that I had in the GBA, Animaniacs. Lights, camera, action. The saving for that system was, oh, sorry, Black Sheep. The saving for that game, the system for it was absolute garbage. How I was, like, oh, enemy, oh, that's 2 right there. What do you expect a kid to remember? To line up a bunch of characters to re-unlock the level, not actually hold the progress for the game, and all that sort of stuff. That was, ridiculous to me. But the lights, camera, action. You start out as Yakka, and you're in a prison cell on some sort of pirate island. If you die, then, well, they basically just say, cut. You failed the scene. That's essentially what it was. You were filming a movie, essentially, as the characters. Why was the slide to the side there? Oh, well. But yeah, and film reels. Film reels were your health. If you got those, you got more hit points. And I think I got to the point where I was playing as Brain from the Pinky and the Brain. And they were the next character I was to play as. And when you get to him, things get, suffice to say, much more complicated. Which, I mean, to be expected. It's the bloody Brain after all. Come on, flip. Flip. Come on. I wonder why they're going to the side instead of towards you. Anyways, you're executed now. Yeah, And there was all sorts of puzzles with levers and pulleys and moving platforms. Just couldn't work it out. I think the brain was where I always got up to and where I subsequently stopped. Because I just could not for the life of me get past that point. And I'm sure I've had... was there a Rayman game on GBA? Might have been. Yeah. Yeah, something to do with rabbits. Was that one released on the GBA? I think I had that one. God, that memory's had harder to grab than the others. I'm sorry, my vehicle. Oh, well, that's 3 gems to return. I still need 2 more. Bloody hell. Okay. As for GBA games, I think I've run out. I mean, technically at some point in the Game Boy Color, I did for a while own a copy of Pokemon Crystal. And I do own a copy of Pokemon Silver. Well, that one was one of the ones I got much later. Like these are ones I've actually remember having out of the massive pile in the corner that I just don't look at sometimes because I'm like, oh god, I want to play through them all eventually. Why did I have to have an addiction to buying games? Yeah, Pokemon Crystal for a while, and what was that other one? Yeah, Pokemon Silver, yeah. Off the top of my head, that's what I remember. Moving on to PlayStation and the like. Oh boy! Lots of funny stories come in now. For the PlayStation, I used to get lots and lots of demo discs. I can't remember if we were subscribed to a newsletter. I know some of them were because of a mate, of dad's mate of a mate, or so on and so forth. And occasionally getting copies of games. And we play little bits of them every now and then, me and my brothers. And, you know, of course, you end up forgetting them as you age, or you trade in the discs, or you toss out the discs because you don't realise what they're going to be worth eventually. But, yeah, so a lot of demo games in there that I've had to spend forever researching to find out what those games were exactly and, you know, regather them. Well, not the demos, to get the full copies of them. Demos, some of them I don't know how to get them again. I suppose there'd be just the general way of buying them, but, you know, I feel like demos are rare and so they're more valuable, so I haven't really looked too deep into it. But, yeah, for the full games that we had in the PS2, we had Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. I mentioned that before, way back when I was doing New Game Plus. Not New Game Plus, when I was doing you know, playing Ratchet 1 and all that sort of stuff, and I'm playing through the series for the first time. I think I had Gladiator for a bit. I remember mentioning when I got to Gladiator that some bits looked familiar, but I don't know if I played that. Ooh! Or if that was my brother's, and he played it. Let's see, there was Gran Turismo. Oh, there's actually a PS1 game that I didn't mention. Something called Tokyo Touring Car Championship. You dare. I'm not getting hit. I'm at 15. I wonder if the other crystals on top of the hill as well. I've been avoiding the tops of the hills, haven't I? One more crystal. How hard could it possibly be, eh? Alright, no, that's a... Can't go there. Alright. Brain work. What was I talking about again? PS2 games? Yeah. I got a game called Crash and Burn. Basically, you know, pretty much what it says on the title. Wait, was that purple? I swear right here. Don't think it was. God, why can't the crystals like appear very quickly in your range of vision? Ah, right. This I remember this. This is Slim Cognito's Ship Shack. Or yeah, there's a whole cutscene for it. Oh, lock a mod for the Rhino. Okay. Bye bye to my bolts. What else did I have? I had the Ice Age games, Ice Age 2, Ice Age 3, which I've played on this channel. I had Woody Woodpecker, which I tried to mimic the laugh for, which was embarrassing as all hell in hindsight. And I did that for forever. We had the Ben 10 games, Cosmic Destruction, Alien Force, Ultimatrix. What's Ultimatrix one? No, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. He's called Ultimatrix because he had the Ultimatrix. God, Ben 10 was just a blast back in the days. Coming back and watching that and Pokemon and all sorts of stuff, yeah. Just didn't get any better. Come on. I'm wondering if I should just ditch this last crystal and go back. and start exploring the icy wastes, and, you know, just leave this last crystal for me to get in my own time, because this is getting a bit troublesome, to say the least. Or, how do I put it? Boring, just rambling and, you know, boosting around. Or at least it is to me. But oh yeah, after those, let's see, we had one of my brothers got the Go Diego Go game. I will always remember when I got the Buzz, the music quiz games, and subsequently there was a jungle-based one. Yes, there was. What was the name? I don't remember the name of it. But I remember there was like a golden statues on a mountain for one of the mini games. There was it was a party game. It was a party game. And there was one where yeah, kids game. There was one where you've got 4 different coloured monkeys sitting in the springs with a gorilla, and you had to I think you had to fart in the water without it waking up or something. It was the most ridiculous thing. Anyways, all aboard. Let's head to the Yeti planet. Here we go. Come on. All the way down to Tundor Wastes. Wait. Tundor? Tundor? Okay, never mind. I was calling Tadano and Tabora. Yeah. They all sound similar. Off we go. And we have liftoff. On our way. Almost there. Come on. A little bit further. A little bit further. And here we are. Planet Grelbin. The Yetis. Gonna be a pain in my ass, to say the least. And I do mean to say the least. Yeah, PS2 games that I remember. I was trying to remember this guy in my head. I got a game that I didn't remember for literal... Oh, I'm maxed out already? Huh. I got a game that I didn't remember for literal years. It took me to high school. And I'm trying to describe it to a mate of mine who knew the game. And the instant they realised what game I described, they have just gone, yes! That being Kingdom Hearts. I had Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I think 2 is why I played more. And I got stuck in that game. At a particular point, you've got an enemy called Demix in it. Oh, I missed a crystal. Huh. In fact, I've been hit. Yeah, it's a fucking miracle and a half. But yeah, there's an enemy called Demix, a nobody. His boss fight was uniquely different to, I think, any other boss fight I'd had in any game till that point. You're on a time limit to destroy a whole bunch of water clones he had. Now, how do you want to bet I handle things? Well, I tried to go at everything how I handle pretty much every game, with sheer brute force. No, the way that you can... Oh, you piece of shit Yetis. The way you handle that game, the way you fight that guy, you need to use magic for it. But of course, magic was too complicated for my feeble young mind to understand. I'm fucked. Not. No, I am. Yeah, I got stuck at that point, and I think I put the game down, and I played easy games, and I never went back to it. And, oh, I played a bunch of demo games as well. But yeah, suffice to say, I never went back to Kingdom Hearts at that point. I did, many years later. End up playing the whole thing. No, fight. Come on. Yeah. Ooh, intermission from PS2, PSP. I think we had like 3 games on there. I don't remember one of them. But the other 2 were... Yeah, I hate these things. Monsters. Demons. Creatures of the foul abyss. Come on. There's one behind me, isn't there? Okay. Seriously, why can't... There we go. Triggered it. 4. No, just the 4. Okay. Yeah, PSP games that I do remember, there were 2 of them. And we could never save, because when we got the PSP, when we bought the PSP, there's no memory card to come with it. And I distinctly remember my dad being infuriated about it, because it was his. And we just happened to play it, and eventually it just became the belonging of me and my brothers. Now, we had Burnout Legends on there. And I remember, because we had no memory card, I would try and smash through the whole game. I would do every single race. I would do every single medal with my utmost effort to 100% the game. And I would plug it into the charger and leave the thing running almost constantly because I didn't want to lose my save data. Of course, there were, you know, the simple fact that every now and then it shut itself off and all sorts of stuff. So I never actually ended up 100%ing the entire game, but I had a heck of a lot of fun with it. Takedowns especially were very, very nice. I loved that. Fucking Yetis. Yeah, and the other one I got much later where I think it got recommended to me by a mate, and I got it. And I got a memory card at that point to go with it. Now, the game I got was called Fate Extra, based off of the Type Moon sort of like series, Fate Stay Night, etc., which I had no idea about the sort of content that was in it until like years upon years upon years. You know, what the game was originally based off of, a visual novel that had some content that is not said in, Sensible Company? I don't know. Public. But suffice to say, that sort of stuff, as far as I'm aware, isn't actually in that game. Yeah, Fate Extra CC, no. That was the one I heard about years later. But Fate Extra. Played that, and thought I'd come up with a cunning strategy. I'm like, I don't want to lose. I don't want to die, because this game is talking about how you'll die permanently if this stuff happens. I don't want to lose my save file. I have no idea that you didn't lose your save file if that happened. The whole game just had such a serious vibe. That is why I went along with. So I think I spent several months just grinding the first, and I do mean the very first, level place over and over again. Find the same enemies, doing the exact same patterns, getting to a point where I was not getting hit once, just grinding levels, grinding experience. Of course, something was going to have to happen at that point. Drop the PSP. Can't access my save file. Take out the memory card. There's a crack running through the memory card. I lost everything. Didn't pick up the game after that. I was just so bloody furious. So that's another game on my list of all these games that I've gone throughout the years that I will complete one day. Because I never finished them. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of PS2 games I had that I'm struggling to remember. There's one that I wasn't sure if it was PS1 or PS2. I think it was called The Hoobs. And that's all I remember about it. Well, that ended up being very short. Spiderweb Chronicles. I had that as well. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I had Pirates of the Caribbean. A lot of movie games. The Cat in the Hat. Knows a lot about that. Yes, I had the Cat in the Hat game. I think people say that was actually bad. And, speaking of bad. Anyone ever heard of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Yeah, I had that on PS2. And, I distinctly remember it being such a mess to do almost anything in that game. Come on, there's a lot of crystals in this area. I really don't want to die here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that game was an absolute fucking nightmare. Got traded in at some point because I just got sniped. Wasn't expecting that. Got traded in at some point because I stopped playing entirely because I could never get past it, and my family members who'd all tried to give it a shot couldn't get past it. And then for some strange reason, as an adult, I bought it again. I haven't picked it up again yet, but yeah, I'm getting flashbacks to trying to roll something green at this point in that game and hit stuff or get it into locations. I don't know why. Cannot for the life of you tell me what point of the game that was, but I got stuck there. And no one, and I mean no one I knew could get past that. Anyways, let's boost from about here. This is good, right? Cool. And remembering that made me remember another game, but I've almost instantly forgotten what game I remembered. But did I really remember it in that case? Good question, eh? I need to get away from the Yetis for a moment. Good. Thank you kindly for volunteering for your demise. Come on, why are you guys narrowing in on me from all the way over there? Thank you for the moonstone. Alright, 30,000 gems in the bag when I get this. Anyways. Think. Brain, work. Brain. Do your job. Okay, brain is not cooperating with me. Let's move on to demo games. Oh, wait, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Yeah, that was a thing for a while. For a very long while, in fact. I remember bloody the tag graffiti matches. Those would go on forever, trying to outdo each other, and then somehow ending up half glitched into this point where you were doing infinite tricks in the air, but you couldn't land it, so you could never get the massive points. Okay, just fuck all of you in particular. I shot that guy in the face like 50 times with the rhino, he didn't fall. Of course, I'm over-exaggerating, but still. Ammo, go down. You've got a lock-on mod now. Why aren't you working? Bye-bye. Not today. Ah, fudge. There's more. Who are you? Come on, bring on. Yep. Come on. Get rid of this thing. Quickly. There you go. Now you. Okay. Yeah, my brain's not really wanting to cooperate with a bunch of games, so I'm onto the demo stuff I was thinking of. I had a demo of the Worms game. Which one it was? I don't remember. I just remember the Hallelujah Bomb. Because I would piss myself laughing whenever that song would start playing as you threw it down. It was one of the most hilarious things, and I'd love just using one sacrificial worm, going over to my brother, or I think I thought it was my brother. I can't remember if the demo actually had multiplayer, or if we fooled ourselves into thinking that one of us was controlling the computer. We were very young for the Worms demo, very, very young. And I just remember using a sacrificial worm, walking right on over to him, and blasting the holy hand grenade right at my feet. Ah, good times, good times. Way to bring down the mood. Stupidly Eddie. Oh, I should have checked with this guy how many I had left. I'm pretty sure there was a massive amount of moonstones left to go though, right? Yeah, there are 40 moonstones remaining. And I've already almost got enough to afford the mini nuke. After that, there are 2 more $1 million things to get. The armor and the Clank Zapper, right? I think so. Anyways, let's buy more ammo. Okay, go over to the rhino. Buy all that. Yeah, and some demo games would send me on a wild goose chase and also make my internet search history look very, very weird trying to find them. So, the one that didn't make my search history look weird was something called Airblade. I'm pretty sure that's what the name was, I ended up finding out. And you were basically on this hoverboard. You had this yellow and black, sort of like, you know, the warning, stop sign sort of things, trailing behind you as a streamer. And that's all I remembered from that, just going around on that hoverboard with that. It took me forever to learn that the name of that game was Airblade. But yeah, the one that made my search history look weird was Dark Cloud. I remember, no, it wasn't Dark Cloud 2. Dark Cloud 2 in Australia actually went by a different name. I believe it was called Dark Chronicles or something. But, piece of crap. How dare you. Oh, come on. I hit you how many times and you didn't fall? Yeah, Dark Cloud. Well, suffice to say, when you only remember the first cutscene, and you're trying to find the game based off of that, things are going to end up looking very, very weird on your search history. Now, you may be wondering, those of you who don't know the game, why it would make your search history look weird. Well, you've got the traditional dances, which I didn't remember, so that's not part of the search history. But what was there was this extremely fat, demonic-looking purple genie. I remember that yeah, it was called a genie in the game, so that's why I was able to remember that so well. And you had that, and you had the evil guy in it, dressed in a brown suit that, I don't know why, but my brains immediately jumped to the Nazis from Indiana Jones. And then you had the other fat guy that was his assistant. Now what I remembered was fat purple genie eats Nazi. yeah, suffice to say, I did find the game, but that's bloody... That's why I had to look up to find it. It was bloody ridiculous, I tell you. But I remember playing the demo for Dark Cloud. We'd go through that cutscene. And then you walk out, and there's a cave across from you. It's filled with skeletons. And I'd just go in there. I'd fight the skeletons. Or I'd run from them. And that was it. I still enjoyed the hell out of the demo, but that was pretty much it for me. That's all I ever did. I don't remember if there's more to the demo or not. There's plenty of other games. Yeah, I'm still struggling. No, I'm not dying. I'm not dying. I'm not dying. I'm not dying. Okay, you good? You good? Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of other games that I'm trying to remember at the moment, but it's just so hard. There's one that I know. I never managed to find out the answer to. Was it a PC demo? Was it a PlayStation demo? Was it an actual full game we had or not? I remember sitting next to my brother, and the character is moving along a sort of a metal catwalk. Say it's a proper catwalk, except it's not above the ground. It just, you know, looked like you're walking down a hallway, and that was the floor. Now, what was significant about this? I remember going down that catwalk. There's a door that's not open, so you go around, and you press a button. A red light flares on the wall, sort of similar to like where in modern day games there'd be an alarm, there'd be a spinning flashing red light. I remember the hissing sound of the door opening, and that's it. And I spent forever trying to find out what that game is. I still have not found out what it was. I don't even know if it was actually a game or if it was a strange dream that I'd been having. Which irritates me. Just an eensy-weensy bit. Oh, I remember I also got an Over the Hedge game. That old movie. RJ. Come on. Just die, all of you. Oh, Yeti in the way. Come on, more crystals, more moonstones. I need more. Okay, down here. Oh, this is going to be a hell of a time, isn't it? Okay. Move. Okay, it's dead. Good. There's another one right here. Okay, give me those. Come on. Burst free from the ice. You've slumbered for 1,000 years. There you go. And I'm dead. Of course I am. That's 20 of the 40 remaining gathered. Quite quickly. But no. No. There we go. I'm only 20,000 off the mini nuke. Nice. By going over those sides, did I activate them? No. Can't remember if there was something I was supposed to do to make it so you could go up, you know, frozen water at those other locations. For the life of me, yeah, I can't remember. Oh well. Oh no, wait. I did unlock them. Huh. Maybe I just couldn't see him from a distance. Bloody Yeti. Ambushing me. I will accept no other substitutes. He ambushed me. I swear it. Oh wait, was there a Leviathan thing at the top of each of these and I had to defeat them? No, that's not the case. They are there, I'm just blind. I missed 2 shots. I will not accept that. Anyways. Games. Can't remember. I used to have all the Spider-Man games. For every movie. I had those when I was younger. I had the Ultimate Spider-Man game as well. That was actually quite fun to play. I'm not gonna lie. I found a glitch that I thought was so smart. I found it all on my own. So in the Ultimate Spider-Man game, when you beat it and you go through all this stuff, like you fight Carnage and there's like, you see Wolverine and all sorts, it was just an awesome game all around. 110%. We'll play again. But yeah, you unlock infinite time as Venom when you complete the game, I believe. Or after you do a certain amount of stuff. And I love playing as Venom. Suffice to say, Venom was badass. Always will be. Yetis. That one is cracked open, isn't it? Yep, that one's cleared. Alright, I need to find a new one. Yeah, the glitch that I found was you could see from where you start an island off in the distance. Now, there was a tunnel that ran under the ocean there. You pieces of shit. Yeah, there was a tunnel that ran under the ocean there. The thing is, you could stand on that tunnel. So if you landed on it, on the water, you could land on top of where that box was. Of course, you would be just at the point where you're not... Ah, yeah, they are down. You're just at the point where you're not actually sinking enough to register the game to kill you. Now, I found out if you get the... you cause sheer mass destruction on a collectively massive scale, and you trigger all the cops come after you, the army, the helicopters. Yeah, I love wreaking havoc like that. I found a way to rid of the timer or fight them infinitely. You just nudge yourself like just a pixel over the edge of where that underground tunnel, well, underwater tunnel was. Then you would phase into like a area that was off the map, but not really. Where you were under the water and you could see above you. It was like a whitish blue floor. You could see the tunnel behind you. And the enemies, the helicopters couldn't get you there, so you couldn't be cheesed by them from the sky. Enemies would sometimes still spawn down there with you, and you could just fight endlessly. Speaking of fighting, WWE had that. Don't remember much, just remember playing cage matches. Yetis. Hate them, hate them, hate them. Come on. Ah, come on. Really? Instant respawn? No fair. There's one over here. Also guarded. Come on, come on. Rid of those. Yeah. At the moment, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm really struggling to remember more. I know I had a lot more for, you know, PS2, etc., etc. But I really am desperately struggling to remember more. But, so let's move on to other things. Yes, I had an awful lot of games. I had things like Mascot Mania, which I actually don't think people outside of Australia would know about. I think that might have been an Australian-only release, I'm not too sure. Mascot Mania was based off of the NRL, the National Rugby League for Australia. And essentially what it was, you played as your team's mascot. You could select whichever one you wanted. And your goal was to run through all the levels, beat the crap out of the other team's mascot, and collect all the footy cards on the way. That was it. It was a platformer collectathon, essentially, at the end. And it was actually very, very nice. I'd play through as my mascot, and then for the hell of it, I tried playing through as all the other teams' mascots to see how it changed things up. All I think it really did was change the order the levels went in. So that was slightly disappointing when I realised that, but still, very fun game. There's Nintendogs, which for quite a while I had. Pokemon Pearl. I think that's around when I was, like, properly remembering the games I was playing. Like, and by properly remembering, I mean remember, and I'm trying to 100% it, and I'm playing through the underground. I will never forgive my brother giving away the Reggies they got on Emerald to another mate's PS game, by the way, and never being able to get Reggie Gigas on Pearl. I will forever hate that moment. But, yeah, what was it? We got Pokemon Platinum as well. My brother had Diamond. Funny story about all that. Pearl was supposed to be originally for my birthday. We were on holiday. And I had an elder brother who decided to tell me where my presents were, because they hid Pokemon Diamond for him there so that we could play together. He wanted it. So he convinced me to sneak into the room, to take it, and to open it. To hide with it. If I say it, I did not get Pokemon Pearl for my birthday that year. I made the parents furious. Did not get Pokemon Pearl until, oh come on, that's on me. Till Christmas that year as punishment. Nor did he get Diamond till Christmas that year as punishment. So, yeah. That was, I love that. Oh, wait. Mini nuke. I can buy that now. Mega mini nuke. Come on. Ultra mega mini nuke. Ultra mega mini nuke. There we go. I'm now once more in very poor Lombax. I suppose I should figure out just how powerful this is as well. Oh, it's like a discount rhino. Okay. Yeah, Pokemon Rangers. I love Pokemon Rangers. Bloody using the styles to try and capture Pokemon that were way out of my range when I didn't have the right capture styles and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, that was the thing. And getting the Manaphy egg to transfer over to Pokemon Pearl and everything. I loved that. That was great. I think we had another game that kind of resembled, what is it? It kind of resembled Fire Emblem, except it was Pokemon based. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head though. And what else? I'm trying to remember. There is a certain period where some of my memories have gone very fuzzy. Like, I got all the Pokemon games. I got Black and White 2, X and Y, Omega Ruby, all those. Mine, never letting go. I mean, seriously, I have to remember, like, I moved my save files onto computer and all sorts of stuff in order to not lose eventually, because, yeah, I just never reset my save files. I cannot bring myself to do that to the Pokemon that I journeyed with when I was younger. That sort of thing. And, like, there was the journals and Pearl and Diamond and the like that would tell you what you last did when you were on, and it's like, oh, wow. It's been forever since I've talked to that person. I wonder what things are like with them these days and all sorts of stuff. Just memories contained in even the little pages of the game. But, yeah. Right, now I'm stuck on Pokemon. My brain doesn't want to think about any of the other games that I've possibly had. Which is just great, because I wanted to talk about all sorts of games I've had, isn't it? God, DS. Nah, brain doesn't want to cooperate with me. It's similar to when I was doing all the PS2 games. Right, all of you bloody Yetis. Where am I missing these 7 gems from? Wait. Did I ever get all those ones that I died next to, like, all the way at the back? Must have, right? Right? Sure, I went and got them, didn't I? I can't climb up there. I could be misremembering. I'm very likely misremembering. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a blank on DS games now. PS3. Got a blank on that as well. That was during the years where I started to get really sick, and I don't remember anything pretty much. I even have save files for games that I 100% completed, and I never remembered touching those games. I was just very out of it for years. I know we had the Xbox 360 for a while. Right, Trials HD, and there was some sort of other game as well. It was a dual pack, Limbo and some sort of other game where you're in a science lab. That's why I remember that. And then, like, obviously, after that, we started to draw into more modern stuff. PS4, all the Kingdom Hearts games. I've got Spyro Reignited now. What else? Got Crash Bandicoot. All that sort of stuff on PS4. Yeah, well, that happened. Almost got all the gems anyways. 7 left here, 1 left on the other planet. 990,000. I'm already over 1 million bolts again. I can get the Clank Zapper. And then after that, the only real thing that I need to save up for is the armor. And of course all the littler things, but I mean, the main thing. Well, and yeah. So how does the Clank Zapper work? Where does it even fall under? Is it a weapon? Okay. Is that it, Clank? I spent 1,000,000 bolts for Clank to occasionally do that. I'm not sure how I feel about this at all. Okay, what else? Yeah, I really am just drawing blanks now. I started off all strong, remembering all sorts of games, GBA and the like, but as I've gone on and as I've gotten more tired and I've tried to remember other stuff, yeah, my brain has just died in its skull. It's gone. Why are you trying to remember so much old stuff at this point? Okay, but yeah, I'm beginning to think I'm going to call it a day. I don't see myself getting these last couple crystals, and I'm running out of games to talk about. The Wii. The Wii was the biggest focus for forever. I mean, we had Just Dance on the Wii. That was one thing. Mainly inspired by the fact that school would force us to do Just Dance. They'd bring up people having done 100%, like, you know, perfect on the big projector screen in the hall. And that was sports. Whenever it got wet, whenever it rained, that was sport for the entire grade. But yeah, we had Sim Animals, Pokepark. There's another Pokemon sort of like spin-off game. Carnival games, Wii Party games, Monopoly, Mario and Sonic Adventure games. We've got Sonic in the Secret Rings, Sonic and the Black Knight. I had Sonic Heroes on the PS2, Sonic Unleashed on the PS2, Sonic Unleashed on the PS3. Wow, brings a lot of memories back now. But yeah, okay, so I got another, I think 2 crystals there. No, just the one. No, I got 2. But yeah, I think, yeah, this is probably where I'm going to call. I'm just going to go back and turn in those Moonstones for the reward, and that will be it. I will turn in those Moonstones for reward. After going back, I will not die on my way. If bloody Razafraz Yetis hate all my hate. But yeah. I want to be more organised, rambling about all these games that I remember, but I really just have I? Anyways, in the meantime, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you did like this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell notification for all future updates. I never received that, so I never got the payment. And I shall see you all in the next episode of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, where I will be taking on the giant proto-pet. And yeah, I mean, I suppose I'd have to do another New Game Plus in order to, you know, finish purchasing everything. Because there is still quite a lot that I haven't been able to buy. God, the Mega Bomb Club only cost 1,000. I never bothered to grab that. That's kind of depressing. May as well fill out the slots a bit. Yeah, because at this point, what else do I need? Mega Tesla Claw. Mega that. Mega this. Okay, yeah, there's still a fair few things I need, isn't there? Oh, well. But yeah, I shall see you all in the next episode of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando New Game Plus.